On board it's 9:45, tide's at 10, 4 minutes past 10. We'll go at about 1:15. So we got everything's ready, all the water plugged in, engines are starting, navionics is all turned on, and we're ready to go. Lyra's bed's ready and her little hole she lays in, because it's going to be quite rough going out. Anyway, I'll see what film I can take on the way out. Well, I'm coming around by the lighthouse, but the wind's picked up. I'm trying to get across as far as I can that side, and then I should be able to tack up that way. But I need a good clear run to get through that swell, because it looks really heavy swell today. So I want to be sure I'm going through the middle of it. So I've got her tacking that through. I need help! I've got her tacking that through now. And we've got this one set up, and she seems to be going pretty good. Perhaps having the sail higher has made it better. But I was hoping to have the wind out from the bar, but it looks like it ain't. I'm going to be going at headwind straight into it. So I think I'll be heading for Northland to try and clear it. So I can't see their lines. Fishermen there. Right. Well, I took some picture on the other camera, but it got no sound. It is a rough old day on the bar today, as you can see, and I'm going dead in the headwind, which ain't helping me at all. But my other buoy now, the surf line's coming right into the buoy, so there's the buoy out there. I've got to get that dead spot on there. We'll get there, not a problem. But we're getting out quicker today, that's for dead sure. Well, this is a rough old day on the bar, I think. It's it's a rough old day. But we've got quite a wind, and it's a headwind, and it's wind against the tide. So you've got the tide trying to go one way, the wind trying to go the other way, and this is the shit you get. But I'm hoping once we clear the outer bar, this is the inside, two inner bars. I'm having a job to keep the thing on straight line in these waves. So we got like a 8 and 10 foot chop here, so I can't film too much, but this is just give you some idea of what it's like, and I'll show you it once we clear this, because it should calm right down. So fingers crossed we're on track anyway. Fingers crossed, away we go. Well, we're coming up to the outer buoy now. We must be going quite well, because that didn't take half as long as it normally does. So whether I'm getting any assist off this, I don't think so, but well, you never know. But anyway, it'll start getting a little bit choppy again now, because I'm coming up to the outside, and we've got the 3 pieces of bar that make the bar up here, and you want to stay in the middle of them. And like I was saying, my only worry is that tender. It seems to be alright at the moment, but I'm just hoping it don't fill up with water. And I'm hoping I don't lose my crate. I don't know. Still, it's all good fun out here. As I say, it will calm down once we get out there. This is just a bad thing about going out sailing here. You got the bar. Not usually this bad, mind. So it has been rough and worse. But it's a bit of a bar for you. It's good fun as long as you know it and you know what you're doing. And you trust your boat and your engines. And your seamanship. Because when the shit hits the fan out here, you ain't got long to get it right. Anyway, let's see if we can get out past this buoy and free. Well, there's the last buoy, and I don't think we've done too bad. I think I got out here in less than an hour. But all I got now is a fairway marker out in the middle, and then once I'm out there, I'll see what heading I can get for Monday, if I can. I don't think I will. I got the same as I had the other day, but stronger. There's the outside buoy, as I said. And we still got the bar to clear yet, so we're not holding it clear yet. Well, I don't know if you can see it on the chart, but we're just on the outside bar now. So hopefully, let's pull that to a bit. See that better? Hopefully once we clear that bar, this will all calm right down. Fingers crossed. Well, as soon as I get to that outside marker, I'm going to turn sideways to starboard and hopefully catch a bit of breeze and then see what heading we can get for Monday. So, but in a minute this will level right out, get away from this land, and we'll have a nice sail out to Lundy, hopefully get to 6-7 hours. But I've got till about 8 o'clock at night if I want to anchor in the bay. So we'll play it by ear and see what's happening. Well, you'll never believe it, I got the same shit as I had last week, but last week was only a light wind. Today it's a strong wind. I've got a heading on for Lundy, which is more or less just slightly off the port bow, and it's saying 7 hours to get there. If I run the engine for 7 hours, no way. Do I have to go across again? I don't know. And if I go to the port side, I end up going to Cavelli. Yeah. I don't know, exactly bullshit fucking crap, I don't know. Well, coming out here now, we've cut across the wind, trying to get a bit of a tack. We're not doing too bad for Lundy if we wanted it, but to stay on this heading, look at the weather arm I'm getting. So she's going to be the same in another storm. She's not going to be a safe boat. So thank God we've got no storms coming. But it looks like I'm going to have to reef this sail down, because I just can't, well, I can't go along on that heading like that. I'm losing so much power with that rudder over to one side. But there you go. I need to move the mast forward to rate. And as I say, I cannot, well, if I wanted to go downwind, I couldn't go downwind. That's with the rudder hard over. And she's staying on tack, and I'm going straight in the wind, mind. But if I let the rudder out, we will gain a little bit more speed. But then she goes round into wind, and I've got to pull the rudder again. This is what I had out there in that force noise where the rudder snapped. Anyway, I'm going to have to reef the sail down, I think. Go on, small sail. Something's wrong. Okay. Well, just as with last time, you think there's a lot of wind out here, but it's like, I think it's 8-10 mile an hour. And I don't know, until I can get these sails working, I ain't going to know what's happening. But she's holding herself on the course now. The rudder looks more than over it is, but the actual rudder got a bend on it, so it's not that far off centre. And she's holding her own tack at the moment. But I don't know, you can feel she wants to go round though. Okay, so I'm settled with that. I'm happy with what I've got there. I can put that sail up a little bit more, but in actual fact, I'm going to lay it down a little bit more. We've got a nice swell out here, nice choppy, but the boat's holding her own even in this swell. And the winds, I think now is about 10, every now and then going to 12, 15. But the boat is holding her own, and she's not got that much pulled over. It looks worse because, as I say, the fitting on this is fucked. I ought to change it and make a new one. But that's the angle of the rudder. The rudder's not a bad angle at all. I'm happy with that. Anyway, I'm on a tack now. Let me see if I can show you. I've got, that's my tack for Lunday, that's the middle of Lunday. So if anything, I'm going to the top. Let me start this one up again. The only trouble with this bloody laptop, it only runs for half hour. If you don't touch it, it cuts out. But I don't know if that's showing. They are exactly the same as the other week. There's me, there's Lunday. When the tide turns, this tack will be worse. But when the tide turns, that tack will be better. So I might be able to tack across that way and get out the back of the... But the timing's wrong for going around the back of Lunday. So, I don't know, I could get in tonight, it'd be dark when I get in, but I give a shit about that. Anyway, let's get on, it's time for a cup of tea. Okay, with the big setup, the boat's been on this tack now, half hour or more on her own. And I know it's going to be trusted. But we've got a bit better wind now, and the sail is not 100%. If I let it out, so as it's work, or put it in so it's working, it will give me more weather out. So I'm letting it flog a little bit. I'll just let a little bit in and see what I can get away with. But as long as it ain't damaging the sail, I'm happy with that. Anyway, trying to go and do tea now. I know the boat's still on her own heading. And as I say, the old boat's she might have a bit of weather around when she got it, but she's trustworthy. She's been going 3/4 an hour now. And look, she's just tacking. And the heading out to Lunday isn't too bad. It's a little bit better than last time. Yeah, now look, when the wind's changing, I'm actually going to Lunday at this point. So fingers crossed, if I get more of that, if the wind does shift round, or if it goes to the north like they said it was going to, I could change my tack then, or change the sail across, and I'll get to Lunday. But there you go, it's just playing it by ear. As I say, if I go in tonight, I've got to go in the dark, so I'm hoping to get to Lunday, and more up at Lunday. But that looks really good. I think what's happening, as the tide is easing down, so I'll get a better tack. But fingers crossed, leave it going. Cup of tea time, as I keep saying. Well, I'm here making me a cup of tea, but I'm got to stay by the kettle because it's a little bit choppy poppy, and every now and then the kettle slides. But I was just saying to Lyra, I'm going to see what we get for the change of the tide, and tonight, if we can't make it to Lunday, I'm going to turn around and run to Ilfracombe and take a chance so I can get in there, because Lyra had a poo this morning, so I know she's good right through till tomorrow morning. So fingers crossed, we should be alright. Well, we've made a cup of tea, and the cup with no handle. We broke it last time out, but you don't need a handle on a boat. And now I'm having lovely Branston cheese and pickles. Lyra, that her cheese already, greedy devil. Sure. But anyway, it looks like we might get to Lunday. It's saying 2 hours and 20 minutes, so fingers crossed. The weather don't change. We got this tide getting weaker, but we got it for another 4 hours yet. So fingers crossed, we should get there and hopefully finish the evening on the other tack and get in the harbour and anchor up for the night. Fingers crossed. Sorry, my windows ain't very clear, folks. But it was getting hot in here, me and Lyra was stifling, so I just opened that hatch a little bit. That ain't the sky, that's the sail. Conditions change, it's saying 3:40, 3:50, 4 hours to get to Lunday. But the tack has altered itself. As I say, as the tide picks up stronger, it's brought our tack round better. But as soon as the tide weakens off, it'll go back heavy again. But hopefully we should be popping on. See the curve on the see the curve where we come out? So fingers crossed, Lunday here we come. Yeah, I think it's as far to Ilfracombe as it is to Lunday, so we might as well stay on Lunday. And if I don't get there, we'll sleep out here tonight. Hope to. We're just laying across the boat now, trying to get a bit of a shut-eye. And it looks like we're going to get landing. It's getting better and better all the time, fingers crossed. If not, as I say, it's a long way to Ilfracombe now because we come across from the point. But I think with the tide we could probably run out there later, no trouble at all. Well, I moved the tender across to the other side. The rope was putting on the engine there, twisting the engine. So it's now okay on the other side. Tides these and we're going south of Lunday. We'll have to auto me tacking a bit, but I'll wait until I'm sure because we're basically going to Lunday still. Anyway, let's see if we can do a radio check. This station is 42 miles away, so don't expect too much. Milford Haven Coast Guard, Milford Haven Coast Guard, Milford Haven Coast Guard. This is a small yacht, Mistydove, Mistydove, Mistydove. Can I have a radio check please? Over.
Station calling Milford Haven Coast Guard for a radio check. This is Milford Haven Coast Guard, your weak but readable channel 167.
Okay, thank you, Milford Haven, Mistydove out, thank you. Well, that ain't bad. It says weak, but they are 42 miles away. And when you think my aerial is not up on the mast, it's on the front there. So that is fantastic. As long as he's getting me, that means I'm alright. Because if we've got a mayday out, there's other stations nearer, and I feel sure there's people out there that would relay a mayday. Not that I intend to ever do another mayday in my life. Anyway, my radio's working. But last time I got towed in by the Coast Guard, the mic banged, dropped down and banged, and that's why the radio won't go in, so we sorted that problem. And as you heard, the radio's working fine. Well, I just went into the navionics on my phone, and it's set on miles per hour. And at the moment we're doing 4 knots to 5 knots, 4.1, like that, but in between. If you say 4 knots, we're doing okay. But I can't change the setting on the other 2 that I've got navionics running on because they're setting, copying the track I'm doing, so I can't do nothing while it's copying the track. But anyway, thank God my other phone's on, so I know I'm doing 4 knots for popping on. So I know I can believe what the GPS says when it says we'll get there in 3 hours. So fingers crossed. What can you do but sit back and wait? Hopefully when we get into the Bay of Lunday, we'll be sheltered from the wind and the waves. Fingers crossed. Okay, GPS now is giving 3 hours 25 minutes. And as you can see, London's starting to look a little bit bigger on the horizon. You can actually see it now, I can't zoom in really. That's Lunday, directly ahead. Well, this is getting a pain in the fucking ass. It said, I just had a shipping forecast. And it said sea state, slight to moderate. Fucking slight and moderate, fucking wrap up. I'm just hoping that he's thinking when the tide turns. Because it'll be a different tide with the wind then. But anyway, we should get a landing. I just hope I can anchor in the bay. If not, I'm hoped to. We'll let the fucking channel till the morning. Me and all here is bouncing about terrible. But we're hoping and praying that when we get behind Dundee, he's sheltered. But anyway. Well, I think this is rough. Try that after 4 hours. That's no joke. Take my word for it. But it's good fun. It's what sailing's all about. If you can't handle this, well, you've got to handle a lot worse than this. Like in 848s and 9s, it's good fun. There's only a 2 or a 3, I think. So anyway, it's good fun. So it just occurred to me, the old engine's there on the back taking a hell of a pounding. So I just tied a rope round him here and pulled him in. If he does come off, at least I won't lose him. But it looks an old engine, but he's a fucking good engine, take my word for it. Oh, we're coming up on Lundy now, it's 7 mile away. 7.2 it was when I was on the phone to Richard, but I just discovered we can get a phone signal out here, but there's no data out here. Because Cass just got home from work and rung me and I was shocked. There's home base over there now, practically going in the mist. And God, this bit of cell here, there's like a slug that runs down there. I must get that off. As soon as I drop that cell, I must take that off. Listen to it. Fucking bastard. Anyway, there's Lundy. I've never moored up at Lundy myself. If I can get across the bottom of Lundy with enough tide left to take me out the back of Lundy, I'm going to go up round the back of Lundy and then back down. And then home for the morning. But I don't think I can get across to the back of Lundy. I might try still, but I might anchor up in the bay. But Richard just told me the wind's dropping to nothing, or next to nothing, even if I don't get home. It'll be the same as I did last week, we should be alright. If not, we'll be going home another night later, and another day out. I'm just hoping when this tide swell, we got like a 10-12 foot swell, look at that. With waves like 5 and 6 foot in between it all, and it is rough as old boots. Look at this one coming now. Fucking hell. It's great though, because you just go up on them as if they're nothing. Literally. Fucking brilliant. This boat handles everything. Look at it. Easy early. Well, I got 50 minutes now before the turn of the tide. So I'm hoping that when the tide turns, this waves will ease off, and that means I'll get a little bit more speed. But I'm going to the centre of London. I'm basically going straight to the anchorage, but I'm going to try after when the tide turns to go south and see if I can go up. I'll have 8 hours to get the rest of the way behind London and up the back, to get back over the back, and then from there I can hope to or whatever until I go home in the morning. But I'm going to have to play this one by ear again as always, but this is why it's so fucking hard to go round Monday. No point. Even when you got the wind bringing you out here like this, it's unbelievable. So we'll see how it goes. The name of the game is trial and error. Well, we've been heading more or less north. Right from the word go, we've had about 4 hours of it now, more than that. And it's taken us straight to Lundy, as I say. It's unbelievable. But it is how I planned it, what I said would happen yesterday. But when we come out this morning, they didn't have the wind quite right. But it's turned round to where they said it would be in the morning, but now it won't turn round tonight to where they said it would go tonight. So, and will it drop? I just do not know. Anyway, we'll see if we've got shelter behind Lundy. If it don't look like we have, I'm coming out and we'll go somewhere around Lundy. Brilliant, boys. A little bit windswept. Put a skirt on, have a female day, but it's not that type of weather, I'm afraid. But as I say, this ain't bad. 4 hours on one tap on this rope. Bloody brilliant. Oh, we're 10 minutes now from no water. I fancy it's trying to calm down a little bit. It's definitely got a lot tamer. Fingers crossed. As we come across Lundy, it's a matter of making our plans of what to do. It looks like we're right on top of Lundy, but it's still 4 or 5 miles away. Surprising how far it is when you look. There we are. We're just 5 miles from Lundy. 5 miles and it does seem to be calming down. It's dead low water now. So the wind to keep it choppy for a little bit, I'd have thought. But fingers crossed it goes calm behind Lundy, otherwise I can't anchor up. And we'll have to go round Lundy and we'll have to hove to all night, drifting up the channel and come back down with it in the morning. Anyway, wait and see. In the sky, going by, though your heart is aching, smile even though you're waiting, there will be Lundy on the rise. I've just been looking, the wind's coming that way, we should be sheltered once we go behind there. So it's making my mind up whether to anchor up for the night, which would be nice to have a rest, I must admit, even if we don't go round Lundy, we go back. We could have done it tonight, guaranteed I think, so we'll try. But as I say, this is as rough as all boot, so if it calms down a bit it might not be too bad. But there's some rough water around the back of Lundy, or down the back bottom end here. And if that's rough, then this is nothing like what we get there. But we'll see. Well, I've got no idea what to expect when I turn in behind Lundy now. If you don't go calm, I've just got to come out and keep going. But if it does, I'll come back out here road 2 and just go up the side and come back down with the tide and have a fucking good sleep. But I might not use my anchor. Over here there's some boys and the big boat out of Insto anchors on it. So if there's nobody on there, I think I might go on there for the night. Nobody's coming out at night, so at least I know I'll be safe on that. But we'll wait and see what we get when we go in. But Lundy is getting forever closer, but it's 4.2 miles away now. So there you go. Here we go. Same as always, I've changed the tack to the opposite tack. And look where we're going. Miles away from Lundy. Back to not far off Cabelli. When the tide turns, that would go straight into Cabelli. Don't matter what you do out here, you set yourself and you will go to Cabelli. This tide determines you are going to Cabelli. That's why that's set away, I reckon. The tide set that away because it goes down there. Anyway, let's go back on the other tack and we'll get behind Lundy, in the shelter, lee of Lundy, and then I can motor down if I got to get into the mooring. Anyway, back on the other tack. Okay, I've come back round on the other tack and I am actually still going to Lundy mooring. So if that stays like that, as the tide picks up it will turn around again. But what I'll do if it does start easing up to the north, I'll put the runner over and that'll get me a better angle. But anyway, it looks like I'm going into Lundy now, so fingers crossed. I learned when I tacked about, I come all the way out on that one tack, and this, like you say, the rudder was over that way slightly. As you see now, it's that way. It's the current that's making this boat do all the weird things it does. It's not the boat, it's the water going underneath the side of this boat. Look at that now, that's as free as a bird. And I'm going right to the south of Lundy. And that's against the tide and the wind now. It's amazing. Well, I said I thought it might change on a lot of the tide. It's dropped down, it eased off as the tide lulled to nothing. But as the tide's picking back up and going the other way, it's getting stronger and the waves are getting back up bigger, which means they will get bigger. So either sheltered behind Lundy or I'm going off north of Lundy, as always. This is what always happens. But if I get in the lee of Lundy, hopefully I can power down the side of Lundy. It's only a couple of miles and get to the mooring. But whatever is whatever, it's whatever. It's my luck, I'm gonna get there. I'm miles away from fucking home. But one day we will go round Lundy. That's what we're not dead by next year. After the last winter episode, I might well be. But there you go. Just a little self-vlogging. I better do something with him. Well, as I say, this basin we live in, Lundy's out here, across the tide, and every time you tend to end up going to the north of Lundy. You can get the tack right out to Lundy like we did all day today, but the last minute the tide turns and your tack now is taking you up north of Lundy, and in a minute we'll be well short of Lundy. So the only way to go around Lundy for me now would be to go up to the top of Lundy and go back down tonight in the dark. Lyra ain't getting a toilet, so I don't know. We just carry on with looping. Well, there you go. I just tried another tack. As the wind and the tide picked up, I thought it might alter the tack, but I'm still tacking back here. I'd have ended up over here, back at Cavelli once the tide gets stronger. As I said, my only choice is the top of Lundy, and stay on track until gone 10 o'clock at night when the tide turns and come down the back, and then off for home with whatever I got left. Well, just trying to play crafty to get to my Mark II, which is up Lundy, up here, off the top of Lundy. It's just 2 hours 2 minutes, but by the time, I reckon another hour and 10 minutes, I'll be about middle where it says Lundy, and we'll be shorter from the island, and I'll start the motor, or maybe I can tack that tack. If I show you that tack, when I go on the other tack, it takes me back that way, but assuming it does the same when we're at the side of Lundy, it's going to bring me back down to the mooring. So we'll play it by ear as we go, as always. Well, the sweller's gone. We're just left with the little lumpy waves now. So is that a good sign or what? But, as I say, we're just chopping them up on the waves now, and they got down swells. Hopefully, we're not going to Lundy, it looks like we are. We're not going right off the top of Lundy. The tide and the current taking us there. We'll get there anyway. Lundy one day. Well, as always on my trips, I've just had the other forecast, and it's going southerly, which is the opposite of what we got now, and we are going dead north at the moment, and to go home is dead south. So to go home I've got to go into a southerly wind, so the only thing I've got is the tide again. I can have to tack with the tide that way and go down out of Hartland Point, and Hartland Point's just in the mist over there now. And then when the tide turns back up, but that means I've got to do it tonight. So I don't know what to bloody do here now. This is coming out on awkward tides. It's going to be dark. Normally we'd be out here on the turn of the tide and it's full daylight and you've still got hours to do things. But because I come out late, tide tonight is like 11 o'clock. So yeah, it's a pain in the ass. As I say, every trip is a pain. But I could still go round Lundy. But if I do, Lyra ain't getting a poo or a pee tonight. I know she went this morning, but it don't mean I've got to do things. But if I go into the mooring, I don't know what to do then. Go into the mooring and go up at night. And that's play it by ear as always. These trips are fascinating stuff. This tide just going across it is a pain in the ass. Well, that way or that way, and the wind's always that way or this way. Never mind. We're going into a dead northerly wind now at the moment. Well, all day we've had the sun out, and my thing's been flashing saying it's fully charged. Well, here we have Lundy in the sunshine. Now I'm working out, I could go up the side here, and once we're in the lull of Lundy, go back and moor up at Lundy and leave Lundy about 3 o'clock in the morning, head for home. In which case Lyra and I get on the island to go for a pee. Or I could keep going on this tack till about 10 o'clock tonight, and then the tide will turn. I can go down the back of Lundy, and in no time at all, by 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll be down at the bottom of Lundy, and then we can head for home. I won't get no sleep, but I can go 2-3 days without sleep on a one-off jobby, not a problem. So it's, do I make Lyra go without? I keep putting the dog first, and I don't get what I want. I haven't been around Lundy. This could be the last chance I get this year, and if I'm ill again in the winter, it might be the last chance I get ever. So I've got to make my mind up, and we'll see how the lull goes behind the island. If it don't lull up behind the island, then obviously I'm going to go all the way round. Fingers crossed. And there's a big nasty rocks over there I nearly hit years ago when the Coast Guard kind of got me. Anyway, let's get going. Well, as I come down from being up on deck then, I just realised as that sun's going down, it is going cold. There's cloud coming over it now, and it's going cold. So now I'm thinking, do I want to sail all night in the cold, or shall we head for Lundy and let Lyra have a pee and then head home and call it a day with Lundy? I don't know. So much for it lulling down behind Lundy. It's not lulling down out here. Maybe if I could get in the bay, but I ain't going to get in there without starting the engine, and I'm not going to start the engine. The wind now is coming. The wind's there. It might get less when I get out there, and like I say, I might get it tacked down, and we'll try all sorts. Well, I can't see any boats over there on moorings. I'm not sure where the mooring is. I can find it with the navigator, obviously, but it don't look like it's calm over there. So I think we're going to end up going round Lundy. Well, 8.5 hours out, and I'm about a mile off of Lundy. But I just can't get a tack into there. And there's no way of starting the motor and going over there for all that fuel, just to find out if there's rough old boats in there. So I'm going to carry on at the top and see what's happening, play it by ear as always. We might go round or we might not. But we're stumped, because if we miss the morning tide, we ain't got a choice of the evening tide. So we've got to be back for the morning tide. Otherwise tomorrow night going in will be great fun. But we manage, we always do. Here we go, down to my phone now because I've got to conserve power. See how our curve, our tack just sweeps up with the change of the tide. As the tide picked up, it just swept us up. In a minute I should tack back the other way, and the tack the other way will take me right down past Lundy. It might even take me on to Lundy. But I can't see as I get down the back of Lundy now, because I want to allow myself at least 12 hours to get back home. So 10 o'clock at night is my deadline for turning around and heading home. And I can't see in the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours when I get down the bottom of Lundy to head home. Because once I go down the back of Lundy, I'm committed. So here we are again, faced with the same dilemma. Cup of tea time. No. The dilemma is that Lyra, if I try going down Lundy now and I don't get back in tomorrow morning, I won't be going back in till tomorrow night, and that's the no-no for making Lyra wait that long, and the sea's building again. So I think I'm going to turn around and head for home. That gives me 13-14 hours, and with this bit of breeze we got, I got a tailwind, so I should get back in our own bay. And just got to swallow this Lundy trip. We ain't never going to do it, not while we got a dog with us. You need to at least 3-6 tides to go around there, so, unless you had the perfect conditions. And today wasn't the perfect conditions. It was wind-wise because I got out here. So anyway, let's turn around and head for home. Okay, so we've spun around, we're heading for home again. And it looks like we're going to Lundy still, but we're not. We're sat faced on the Lundy, but with the tide and the current, we are actually going totally sideways to Lundy. That's how hard it is out here. We're pointing that way, but we're going over that way. That's you're talking, we're going 90 degrees to what way the boat's facing. It's the same old story out here every time. And the only way you're going to do this trip now is if you were to say sod this and power up now and get across the back of Lunday and then come down and do the rest on the south. But that's not sailing around Lunday, that's motoring around Lunday. And this ain't a motorboat. The engine on this is for emergencies only, or for if I'm out stuck and I got to get back. But I could have kept going, no doubt I would have got round there. I got no doubt at all I would have got round there. But it would have been another day out, and they would have been out there for bloody 2 days without going to the toilet. So now we're going back, and hopefully another 12 hours, I think should be alright, and we'll be home. So, well, another 12 hours we'll be going over the bar, and in 10 hours we'll be on the bar on our mooring. So fingers crossed, home we come. And isn't it ironic? Like I always say, once again, we are going to Cavelli! Yeah, Cavelli! I don't know. So easy to get to Cavelli. You can do it from any tide, any current. I honestly reckon that's why that basin's rounded out on the bottom. Because everything goes to Cavelli. So now, going to Cavelli, just a day trip for a piss up, but it ain't enough. Nothing gained by going there. Anyway, we're heading for home. Well, I got all faithful on the tack for bloody Cavelli. So as long as she stays on the tack for Cavelli, she's getting a bit jumpy at the moment. I might have forgotten to adjust that. But I'm sat here watching the tack on the compass indoors, and I'm doing something to eat. I'll keep my eye on the compass, and then I know whether we're on tack still. I could spring the instruments in and watch them, but it's easier just to watch the compass. Anyway, home here we come. Well, the wind's dropped now, so the roughness has gone out of the water, but the sun's going down on the horizon, so we've only got about an hour and a half before it gets dark. There's Lunday, believe it or not, we're going away from Lunday. Well, as you can tell since the last time I photographed it, but that's where we're going, home over there. On the horizon, you can't see it because we're 22 miles out. It is right on the horizon, but we are going down towards Ireland Point, but I hope that when we tack we can miss the race there, because if I go down that race we're going to have a job getting back. But if I think we're going to go down the race, I'll have to start the motor just to clear it. As I say, the motor's for emergencies, but in the meantime we're well clear of it. See how we're going. Tide ain't going to turn it yet for a while, so fingers crossed. Well, you tell me this is a repeat of the last trip I've done. Everything's been exactly the same, we just got a little bit further out to Lunday because we had a little bit better wind coming out, but now we've got a tailwind going back, and again I'm heading, well, we speed to yourself at the moment, but in a minute when the speed picks up, you'll see I'm heading back for home. There you go. That's basically the way we're going, but a damn sight slower than what we come out. So I think we're going to take 12 hours to get home, but in a minute the tide's going to change, so I've got to change everything to suit whatever that is. So yeah, but it's a total repeat. No matter what the wind's doing out here, it just does the same trip every time. Well, here we go. It is an exact copy of the last trip. My speed has gone down so slow now that the weather authority needs to be as quick as hell to account for every wave. So the only way to do it is to sit on the back. And the only other way is to put the autopilot on. But 12 hours on autopilot with no sun going in that solar panel? No way. So you just got to sit here and grin and bear it all night. 12 hours for me. Ah, I love it. You could say as we run with our tails between our legs once more, exactly the same as last time. The sun is setting on the horizon. Another hour it'll be dark. And then I'm looking up at this flag. I won't put up my headlight on because that's the only thing that's keeping me on track. Is that little flag. Because the reading's not very good. I'm waiting for the tide to turn. As you can see now, we're heading up for Ilfracombe. But when the tide turns, I'll cut more across the tide and that will run us straight to home, but very slowly. But we've got 12 hours and then wherever we are we'll have to start the motor, that's all there is to it. Either that or we won't be getting in till tomorrow night. So anyway, we're playing it by ear as always. It's great fun. At least it's a calm sea now, not blowing me about, but we're not going anywhere. But we are leaving Dundee, as you can tell. It's going in the distance now. And there's the sunset. Okay, now the sun's gone down. And I'm starting to feel the cold now on my back. There's a constant breeze about, probably 6-7 miles an hour I'd have thought. But you wouldn't have thought so for how slow it's making us go. But we are heading back roughly towards home. But same as before. Tack will alter as the tide changes, that tack will alter towards home. Before, trouble is, it's low water that is going up. But all we can do is hope and pray she's staying on this tack on her own. But as I say, we're not going very fast, and we are heading towards the point that goes up to, well, we're heading to Croydon in actual fact, but when the tide turns it will spin us and it will run us more down towards home. But we don't want to get home on this downgoing tide now, so we can go down tide past home and come back up with the other tide in the morning. So we need to be doing this until about 4 in the morning, then 4 in the morning we need to turn around and come back up the other way. But there's nothing else you can do, just go with it. Well, it's going to be a long old night, so I come in here, I'll get my sponge in a minute and get my pillow made up here, and I brought the instruments inboard so I can lay here and see what tack we're on and keep my eye on our course, and if it goes wrong I know to go up on deck and sort it out. But from here I can get some shut eye. As soon as I hear funny noises I'll look up and see what the crap's doing on that. Anyway, let's see if we can get a kit per hour. It's dark on here, it's in real life. But anyway, as you can see I'm sort of semi hove to, but I'm not hove to really because the wind's coming from off from the side here, which means it's coming in, well it's not going in the cabin because it's airtight, but it's giving us a little bit more speed, taking us towards Baggy Point. And if the sea does get rough, all I do is pull this big sail round to the centre, whack the tiller across to the other side, and that's it, we'd be Hope 2, and then we'd sit Hope 2 going home. And hopefully the Hope 2 should take us in that sort of direction where the wind's blowing, which is basically where we're going now. There's Lundy, the light's just flashing on at Lundy. But as you can see, we've travelled quite away from Lundy. You think you ain't moving anywhere, but you just got to sit back, and you are. It happens. Anyway, there's the sunset. My dearest there having a sleep. My coat's over there having a sleep. I'm here having a sleep. Just looking out the back, keeping my eye on the tiller. And they're heading up there. We've got, let me show you, we've got till about 20 past 10. And the Ellie is keeping us on. I don't know if you can see it's too bright. Anyway, there we are. You can see the tack wheel. We're only going slow, so every now and then the line will come out and show us what way we're going. But they are. But as soon as that tide changes at 20 past 10, we will sweep down towards home base. And I'm so pissed off out here. I'm going to go in over the bar as soon as I get there, I think. Don't matter how low it is. I know we can go in on it most any tide. And I'll just anchor up in the middle of the river until our tide gets over our mooring. But it's bloody knackered out here. I'm trying to have a sleep. But you've got to keep one eye on that and one eye outside every now and then to make sure there's no boats about. Over in the distance there's a tanker coming up back to Bath. London's well in the distance over here now behind us. Got a bit of moon there, and there's Lundy. It's getting darker and darker now, but thank God the boat's holding her own. So yeah, she's holding her own on the beam, so we're getting home now. I just come up on deck to see if I need to put some lights out, but that one over there is miles away, it's not a problem. No other lights anywhere near me. I won't put the lights on yet. Well, I had a little half-hour sleep just now, but just glanced at that then, it was saying we was going south down out into the Bristol Channel. We're okay now, it must have just been a fluke. Are you okay? Good girl. And me with the headlamp on. Never use the boat lights if you can get away with the headlamps, because the headlamps are run for 100 hours and you won't come unstuck with no instruments. So always use what you can. Yeah, and like I say, we've probably got another minimum of 10 hours out here biding our time. And if there's no sun in the morning, we've got to make sure we don't go down on power, which is not a problem. We've got one light on the thing over there, that means battery's charged. But when that alters, we know we've gone down below charge. But for now, the battery's fully charged. Well, I've got my cup of tea, and I've I put the first board up because it's quite a wind blowing, and it was blowing me bloody kettle out. Well, not blowing it out, but stopping it from boiling. Anyway, it's getting dark now. We're going to have a few hours. It won't be light again till 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. From the headlight, as you can see, I've got the nav lights on, so hopefully nobody will bump into us. They should see the light going, especially if I'm up on deck flashing my light about. Pete, Sam, Lyra and Lynx. What that stands for, the little others, because Lynx is deceased. Pete, Sam and Lyra. Lynx has never been out on a boat with us. Ever. See the moon going down over there. Or waning, or whatever they call it. There you go. There's our light. It's all simple lights, but it can be seen all the way round. Well, so much for their winds dropping. It was meant to be going southerly, 2 and 3 and 4 miles an hour, to next to nothing overnight. But look at it, it's blowing quite strong now. But I could have the ship sailing proper now, but if I did it would go too quick. We don't want to get in too quick. We want to bide our time so we can go down with this tide and come back up and in with the next one. Or half tide, go in early. Well, it's coming out to high water, and as you can see we're starting to swing down towards home. But we might swing down a little bit too quick. I might have to hope to and go down out literally towards the Bristol Channel and then come back up in the morning, because that would be too early otherwise. Well, here we go again, trying to get us sleep on the back here, and the wind's blowing up and it's banging us about ass to tits. So every time it does, that tender catches up with us and gives us a clout. So yeah, we're going to end up getting home way too early because it's picking up windy. There's 12 hours of this. Still had to be light in about 7. How's the Lyra? You alright, madam? You farting, ain't you, and burping? You're dying for a crap, ain't you? Yeah, this ain't no good. No more boating for us. Dogs and boats don't mix, Lyra. No, I'm not bothering no more. I've been there, done it, had the fucking t-shirt. There must be better things for a 75-year-old man to do. Cup of tea time. And I'm running home on the engine. There's no wind, it was totally dead. We were just sat there bouncing about like wallies. The tide was just taking us, and we wasn't going to get in. So engine start up. I think I'm going to call this fucking sailing with the dog. It's a waste of time, isn't it, Lyra? So yeah, fuck Lundy, fuck the sailing. It's just a lot of aggro. This will be 24 hours fucking sailing a boat. I don't know. Lovely morning sky coming up in the east. And we're running home on the motor. I would never have believed that. But those are days when even I got to give in, because we wouldn't have got home tonight, and Lyra got to get in this morning, whatever happens. So, I'll show you myself in the dirt. Well, never believed I'd come home on an engine. There's a consolation prize. Gorgeous sky. Well, you know what they say about red sky in the morning. I think I'm doing the right thing going in. I did say it was going to close in after today, but I don't think it's closing in that bad it can make a red sky. But there you go. Got another 2 hours and 10 minutes, and then we'll go over the bar. But I'm watching the juice, I'll see how much she's burning. And as you can see, I ran down past the outside marker. I needed to lose 20 minutes. Now I'm going back up to the outside marker. And that'll take me over the bar just right. I'll have some water to go on. There's nothing else to go on me centre mooring in there. So tie up on that for 10-15 minutes until I get on the dead one. Anyway, here we go, we're going in the bar now. Well, there's about a 5-6 foot spread in here today. A little bit better than when we went out. And there's a surf line over there. I used to dart in and out of that with my other little boat. Probably covered this if I wanted. That surf line don't look too bad today. So yeah, looking good. You see this boy here. If you look behind it, you'll see another one. Doubt if you can see it on the camera, a little dot. Follow that one and that one, that'll take you straight through the middle of the surf line. So you don't end up going over there. Look at that. Good fun though if you want to go and play on it. Look at that mother running out. But it just goes through, picks the back of your boat up, you go and then it drops you down. So good fun, look at that. What? In the first bar. Watch the surf here. It starts building up there, and as it runs up it builds and builds and builds till it gets to there. And it can break really big. That's the 2 bars. There's one that side and there's one over that side, which ain't so bad. But nothing, the boats go fishing for it. It's not really a problem, it's just as if it catches you one off guard. So anyway, there you go, Pinnacle Bar. There she is, boys. She towed me in on Monday. Lovely boat. Once in a lullaby. Nice looking craft. Nice grey, battlefield grey. One day, oh, this last buoy, and then I'll let up the room and hopefully I'll have enough water. And all the boats going out, they're all wondering, why is he going all round them buoys? There's plenty of water. And the thing is, there ain't plenty of water up on my mooring, and if I went across there, I'd have got the well early. I'm going to get out early now. With luck, I should better get on my outside buoy. If not, I've got to run around burning petrol. Bad enough I burned about 3 gallons on this trip. So anyway, let's go and see what we got. No more 1, 2, 3, oh nearly days, but just got to get over to the White House now. And my buoy is out there in the middle. In a minute I will get my grappling iron out and I will go on my outside buoy and I will sit here for half hour until it's high water, and then I should just have enough water to get on my mooring, that thing, and Richard would have put me mooring right because I left it not tied up. Anyway, thank you Richard. Let's get over to the White House. Well, we've got in, and when I let her out, she won't give a carrot about shitting. She'll be straight off down the beach chasing them. And I comes in. But I'm glad I did because the weather's on the change anyway. There's gangs of children up here with the speedboats. So, in the story, that's another nice mess you got me out of it. Right, I'll go and check the tide times and get more up on the proper mooring.